Phi Delta Theta can be proud of her sons who are serving in the armed forces of the United States and Canada. We have one of the most distinguished records of any fraternity during wartime. Paul C. Beam, Indiana, Illinois, 1925. Since the fraternity's inception in 1848, Phis have taken up arms to serve their country and protect their country's freedoms. To honor these fallen Phis, the fraternity laid a wreath at Arlington National Cemetery prior to the 79th General Convention in Washington, D.C.
On!
Phi Delta Theta's military legacy began with one of the first Phis who was killed in battle, R.K. Smith. Smith pledged Phi Delta Theta at Indiana University and then joined the 22nd Indiana Infantry to defend the northern states in the Civil War. During the Battle of Perryville, Kentucky in 1862, R.K. courageously led his troops through heavy fire at the cost of his own life. His body was found and buried by his cousins after the battle. Later on, R.K.'s Phi Delta badge engraved with his name was recovered from his uniform and returned to his family. He had worn the badge into every battle, keeping the bond ever at heart until his death. From the Civil War to present day, Phi Delta Theta is extraordinarily proud of its brothers' military participation throughout the last 2 centuries. The story of their involvement is a rich history of brothers serving honorably and living up to the highest meaning of the bond. "281 Phis served in the war that tore the nation apart. Some universities and fraternity brothers were so divided by their opinions that a few chapters were forced to disband. Should I be spared to fight under the same glorious banner under which I have fought before, it will be God's wish. If I should fall, remember, I die for a cause in which many are denied to honor." Captain John J. Blinn, Wabash College, 1863, killed at the Battle of Gettysburg. Phi Delts played a crucial role in the Civil War, including Benjamin Harrison, future President of the United States; Theodore Reed, last general killed in the war; Alexander Stewart, Corps Commander, Army of the Tennessee; Jacob Ammon, Division Commander; and the Black brothers, John and William, who were awarded the Medal of Honor, being the only recipients who are both blood and fraternity brothers. During the Spanish-American War, 30 Phi Delts met together in Manila, Philippines. This meeting became the most isolated gathering of brothers at that time in history. General Frederick Funston served in the Spanish-American War and the Philippine-American War. He received the Medal of Honor during the Philippine-American War for swimming across a river during heavy combat. Phi Delta Theta became an international fraternity when it gave charters to 2 universities in Canada, McGill University in 1902 and the University of Toronto in 1906. Out of the 21,000 initiated Phi Delts, 8,000 of them from America and Canada served in World War I. In combat, Phi Delts continued to live up to the phrase, "One man is no man." In particular, Captain Alexander Skinker and Captain Elijah Worsham boldly led their crews through the thick of the battles, both losing their lives to the cause. For their efforts, they were awarded the Medal of Honor and the Distinguished Service Cross, respectively. The war has been a severe blow, yet we feel that in taking up the sword, we are living up to the bond in the highest interpretation of the phrase. Excerpt from a chapter report during World War I from Ontario Alpha, University of Toronto. World War II was the fraternity's largest collective effort of brothers in a war. Their bravery was displayed in every major battle of the war. Phi Delts were awarded every decoration, both in the United States and the British Commonwealth, including the Medal of Honor and Victoria Cross. Colonel Robert Taplett and his 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines, in the Battle of Chosin Reservoir, served in the Korean War with particular inspiration and valor. Heavily outnumbered in the harsh cold, Taplett led his men in holding pivotal ground, while enabling other units to withdraw. He was awarded the Navy Cross for his efforts. Thousands of Phis fought in the Vietnam War, many of them serving as aviators. Numerous Phi Delt soldiers were captured and held as prisoners of war for multiple years. Lieutenant Commander Richard Brunhaver was one of these men who spent nearly 8 years as a POW. When his captors wanted to use him for propaganda purposes, he refused to comply and was severely beaten. He was awarded the Silver Star for his bravery. Phis continue to serve in the military around the world today. Mark Anderson, a 1994 graduate of Case Western Reserve, served as an Army Ranger in Afghanistan, where he was killed in 2002. A few weeks before his death, Mark sent a picture of himself in Afghanistan holding his Phi Delta Theta flag. He is described as an elite soldier and hero who tried his best in everything he did. Today, Phi Delt brothers like Mark continue to join and serve in the armed forces in varying ways around the world. We are forever indebted to them for their sacrifices and are honored to call them our brothers in Phi Delta Theta. For centuries, Phis have taken up arms to serve their country on land, sea, and air, through jungles, deserts, and plains, in the bitter cold and in sweltering heat. From the Civil War to present day, tens of thousands of Phi Delts have served their country with honor and bravery. Some have served side by side, leaning upon each other for the unmatchable endurance and strength that comes with the oath of brotherhood. Many of these men have paid the price for their selflessness. We thank all of the Phis for their time in the armed services, defending our nation's freedoms, and for embodying and living the Phi Delta Theta open motto, we enjoy life by the help and society of others.